I want to see the funny prom story. Funny prom story, please. Let's hear the funny prom story. Yes, do the prom video. Why you kinda fine though? We need the prom video. I'm already oiled up.
Hey, yep.
The date was April 15th, 2023, my senior year of high school. It was prom night. Not for me though. My school's prom didn't happen until later that month, but I had a friend, Kenny, who lived a city over in Frisco, and his school was having their prom that night. Kenny was a junior, so he wasn't going to the dance, but he had a lot of friends in 12th grade and was trying to get into an after party and bring me along as his +1. The problem was, I didn't know anyone in Frisco. I was effectively a stranger to everyone in his school, and they probably weren't gonna let someone they didn't know into the party. So Kenny and I hatched a plan. We would meet in the evening and make a series of phone calls to the hosts of the parties, convince them that I was a cool guy, get invited, sneak out of my house, go to the party, get lit, and sneak back into my house without my parents finding out. It was flawless, except the numerous things that could go wrong. At 10 p.m., Kenny and I met up at the most sophisticated establishment to discuss our plan. Denny's. While eating pancakes, Kenny explained to me how he knew a girl, Kylie, who was going to one of the parties, and if he could convince her to let us come, then we were in. He calls her and she says, "Kenny, you can come, but the host specifically said no strangers, so your friend can't." He tried convincing her for a solid 10 minutes, but it was looking bleak. Then Kenny, and I gotta give it to him, he pulled out the cheat code and spoke the magic words. Oh, by the way, he's 6'2". Immediately, Kylie's entire tone switched up and she wanted to see a picture of me. So we sent the best picture we could find of me and silently sat in anticipation. After about 5 seconds, she says, "Okay, I'll think about it, Kenny," and then hangs up. We didn't really know what to make of that, but we figured we'd just head back to my place and watch a movie to pass the time. By the time we got back to my place, it was around 11 p.m. and my mom was asleep and my dad was in the living room working on his laptop. He asks us what we're up to and we tell him that we're gonna watch a movie and then head to bed. And then he replies, "Cool, don't stay up too late." I got you, Dad. Kenny and I then go into my game room and start scrolling through Netflix, but we don't care about a movie. Kylie still hasn't called back. Eventually, we put on The Wolf of Wall Street, and as the movie goes on, we start to realize we might not get a call back. And then around midnight, Kenny and I start to doze off. Kenny's phone finally rings. It was Kylie. He picks it up and we can hear loud music playing in the background. Then Kylie speaks up. She was clearly tweaked. "Kenny, pull up to Mike's house. Make sure your friend comes too." We were in. It was go time. Now the problem was sneaking out of my house without my dad finding out. At this point, he had fallen asleep on the living room couch, but there was still one major roadblock. My house has this security system right by the front door that you disarm by pushing these buttons that beep super loudly every time you press them, and unfortunately the front door was right by the living room. So we sneaked literally as quietly as we could towards the front door. It literally felt like we were in Mission Impossible or something. Every time I pressed a button on the security system, it beeped and we looked at my dad. Eventually, after the longest 30 seconds of my life, I disarmed it and we snuck out. Mission accomplished. We hopped into Kenny's car and headed to Mike's house. As we approached Mike's place, we realized that he didn't live in a normal neighborhood. I mean, these homes were basically castles, and we needed to talk to a security guard before entering the neighborhood. As we pull into the security office, Kenny tells me, "Yo bro, act sloshed." I immediately knew what his plan was. I slumped over in the passenger seat and acted like I just had a long night with Ernest Hemingway. Kenny tells the guard, "I have to drop my friend off. He had a little too much tonight." The guard looks at me doing my best DiCaprio impression, goes back into his office, and then opens the gate. Somehow that worked, bro. At first it was difficult to find Mike's place because it was dark out, but when we saw 30 cars lined up in front of one house, we knew we were in the right spot. There were some kids hanging out on the front lawn, and one of them happened to be Kylie. We hop out of the car and she runs directly over to us, stumbling the entire way. She hugs Kenny and then turns to me. We started making small talk, and then out of nowhere, one of the other girls on the front lawn starts puking everywhere. As I'm looking at her, I notice something. no way, bro, I know this girl. I literally took violin classes with this girl. Based on the way she acted in class, I always thought she was like the most innocent, cultured girl, but here she was puking on a front lawn at a prom after party. Before I had any time to react, Kylie pulled me and Kenny into the house, and this place was popping off. I mean, for a high school party, it was actually really impressive. There were neon lights, a mosh pit in the living room, studio grade speakers blasting music, and dozens of people having fun all around the house. Kylie took us through the house to the kitchen where a tiny girl was chugging out of a solo cup. This is my best friend, Tara. Spoiler alert, Tara is the antagonist of this story. Now, on a scale of intoxication from 1 to 10, Tara was on sloppy sorority girl. Like, she was gone. Before even asking for my name, she shoved her cup into my face and told me to drink. I took a sip, and I have no clue what it was, but it was super strong. And remember, she was chugging out of this cup. Then we all generally got to talking. I was telling everyone that I'm from Plano. I was making friends with some people. And then after about 15 minutes, out of nowhere, Kylie taps me on the shoulder and asks, "Does this outfit make me look like a slut?" My mind completely froze. It was such a random question that came out of nowhere that I had no clue what to answer. You see, Kylie was wearing the tightest, most revealing shorts, a cropped tank top, and a cowboy hat. What exactly is the right answer in this situation? Sort of, I replied. Wrong answer. Out of nowhere, Tara spawns in. Excuse me, this is why men need to shut up. She does not look like a slut. She's beautiful. She starts going off on me in front of everyone for like a minute, and then she said something that really made me mad. Nobody even asked for your opinion. Are you actually kidding me right now? Kylie literally asked for my opinion about her outfit, to which I responded honestly. And she wasn't even mad about it. But Tara, for some reason, made it her job to defend Kylie's honor. She kept going off on me, and I just took it as an invitation to troll back. I stuck my arm out above Tara's head and said, "You must be this tall to talk to me." It was middle school level trash talk, I'll admit, but it worked like a charm. That line made Tara even more mad, and let me tell you, there's nothing funnier than having a short drunk girl screaming at you. It's like watching one of those short fluffy dogs barking at a Great Dane. Like, bro, chill. You're still a cutie patootie no matter what. I figured I'd check out the rest of the party and, you know, give Tara some space. So I went upstairs and started playing ping pong with Mike, his girlfriend, and another girl. After about 30 minutes of playing, Kenny comes upstairs and tells me, "Yo, we gotta drop Tara and Kylie off at their houses." And I was like, "Alright, bet." I thanked Mike and his girlfriend for the party, said goodbye to everyone, and hopped into Kenny's car with the girls. I was sitting in the back with Tara, and she was still cheesed at me. Like, what did I do to you? At this point, I was sick of it, so I started trolling her hard. I told her that she had Chihuahua energy, and that really got her going. I mean, she was really heated after that one. Eventually, we pull up to Tara's house, and her parents didn't know she was out, so we needed to sneak her back in. We all hop out of the car because we needed to boost Tara over her backyard fence so she could sneak in through the back door. But before reaching the fence, I felt like I needed to get one more troll in, so all I said was, "Hey Tara, you get no bitches." That one really did it. That was the last straw. As we're crossing the street, out of nowhere, she charges at me full sprint with her hand pulled back in a fist. I was in complete shock, so I cowered as if a tiger was charging at me at full sprint. And then I forgot that Tara was an uncoordinated drunk girl who was 5 feet tall. Once I realized that she was doing no damage, I was able to dodge her punches pretty easily while Kenny and Kylie pulled her off of me. I guess the commotion had woken up her parents because at that moment, the lights turned on in her house and we all collectively realized just how screwed she was. Because I'm such a great guy, I hoisted Tara over her backyard fence even after she brutally attacked me, and the three of us rushed back into Kenny's car and drove off. We then dropped Kylie off at her house, and then the two of us drove back to my place. On the way back, Kenny's phone starts ringing. It was Tara. I guess by this point she had started sobering up. At first, she explains that she was able to rush up into her room before her parents saw her, which is honestly pretty impressive. And then she said, "I'm really sorry about how I behaved tonight. I had a little too much to drink." I told her that it was no problem and that I accept her apology, but she still gets no bitches. Honestly, that night was like a top 3 high school experience for me. I mean, it was just peak high school shenanigans. And Tara, if you're watching this video, low-key, hit me up. If you enjoyed this video, please follow me on Instagram. I have it linked down below, and I'm posting there once we hit 50,000 subscribers. I think it's gonna be by the end of this month, fingers crossed, so check me out. I got plenty of thirst traps coming your way.